Hello everybody, welcome to my live on a Wednesday this week, normally on a Tuesday, but this was planned because I knew I had a team meeting in advance last night, so I was doing that. So we went live on Wednesday this week. Thank you for joining me either here now live or on the replay. I appreciate it so much. My name is Laura Roderick. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in San Antonio, Texas. It's a beautiful night here in San Antonio. Very warm, very beautiful, just perfect. I have a lot of things to tell you guys. It's been a busy, crazy week. I'm tired, but surviving, right? I feel like hopefully by this weekend I'll be able to catch up. I feel like it's just been a marathon every day trying to get stuff done. Was at On Stage from Stampin' Up! This week, which was wonderful. Had a great time, got to hang out with friends, got to meet new people, make new friends, see lots and lots of demonstrations and product, and California is beautiful. The weather was just perfect. So we had such a great time. We were very lucky because I think on the day that some people were coming back, there were some snowstorms and things, so some people had their flights canceled. We were kind of staying in the south, so we stayed, you know, we didn't have any problems, no TSA issues, everything was perfect and easy, so we kind of lucked out. But some of our friends who were affected by snowstorms did have flights canceled and stuff, so everybody, I hope, got home okay. Hi Jolene, how are you? All right, so I'm going to turn my camera around and start showing you a few things, and then we're going to get down to making some really fun cards tonight. All right, let me flip this around and try and get everything where it's supposed to be. My mess. I want you to see my whole mess. All right, so we don't want to get too close. I never watch my videos, but I was watching one like a week or so ago because I was trying to figure out what I was giving away besides cards that week. So I had to go back and see the video, and you know, it didn't look that good. so that was a bummer. Oh, 50 degrees, Jolene. That's great. Spring is coming. I think here we are definitely into summer now because hold on, I got to find myself on Facebook. It's going to be in the 90s and sunny this whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it's going to be perfect weather for swimming, for sure. Okay. All right. Got myself pulled up today. Here we go. We're ready to go. All right, you guys, lots of stuff happening with Stampin' Up! Aside from just all the new things that going on, which I'll share some of that with you from the on-stage visit. But just some reminders. Product of the month for March, as we're getting mid-March now, is this really cute Notes of Spring stamp set. You can get it for $5 when you spend $75 or more in a single order. You have to add it to your cart. Here's the number up here. So don't forget to do that if you want this stamp set. It's really cute, really pretty, nice and springy. There's a virtual album retreat if you like to scrapbook, if it's been a while since you scrapbook and you'd like to start again. This is a good thing. It's April 29th to May 1st from 2 to 9 p.m. Mountain Time. And so you can get the kit. It makes 10 spreads, which is great. I don't know, just something to think about, right? If you want to get back into scrapbooking. I would like to do that. This is the new catalog that we got it on stage. Can't open it and show you what's in it, but it's a beautiful catalog. And this is the first version of, remember we were talking about how catalogs going forward, we're going to get, instead of an annual catalog, we're going to get 3 catalogs throughout the year. So you can see it's kind of magazine style, but there's a lot of pages here. And so it has, you know, like all the products. Except for the online exclusives. So I think they did a really beautiful job with it, and I was excited to see all the new things that we're going to get. All right, let me show you a couple things from the trip. You know, we always get to do a little product playground while we're there. Mine got a little messed up in the suitcase here, but just a reminder of the new colors that are coming out. So demos are going to be able to order from the new catalog, the new online exclusives for May. And these new in colors are included in the new catalog, so that'll be next Tuesday, the 24th. So I'm excited to do that. These are our pretty new in colors, and they're beautiful. We actually got a chance to kind of stamp with them and play with them a little bit, so that was fun. So Barely Blush, Crisp Cantaloupe. Oh, look I switched mine up. Hydrangea Hue, Golden Glow, Peaceful Pine. Simple instructions. Inability to follow instructions. Shame on me. All right. Just show you a couple little products. We got some free gifts. So one of them was this Sending Salutations stamp set, which is really nice. You have the mixed fonts again, and it's just a really nice set of sentiments. So we got that as a gift while we were there. A Family Celebration, also got this as a gift while we were there. And again, mix it up. Right? Lots of fun. Got everything on there that you need. Better half, daughter, husband, like all the things are on here. So that was nice. Some other products I got. So a friend of mine shared this with me. This is one of the 6x6 papers. And I don't know if you can see the sheen on this, but it is a gorgeous sheen. And these are all like sunsets. I can't remember the exact name. Look at how pretty that is for like water or sky. But look at these gorgeous sunsets to make little scenes and make little cards. This is going to be so fun. And of course, there's a suite, not a suite, but a bundle that goes with this. And of course, when you're there, they're showing demonstrations on stage, and you get to see some really beautiful creations when they're up there making cards. So we saw some fun things with that set. A couple of masks, so doing a little coloring. We made a couple of cards at lunchtime, so that was fun. This card I didn't finish. I didn't put a sentiment on it, but I did do the coloring, and this is one of the gorgeous new papers. You can make this any color that you want. These were the two colors they had on the table for us at lunch, but super fun. This is beautiful, beautiful paper, and this is just one pattern. There's many beautiful patterns. We're going to get a gel pen. A white gel pen is going to be available from Stampin' Up, so that's fun. One of my favorite things, and I don't think it's going to be ready next week yet to order, but there's some shimmer pens, and these are in the new in colors, and it's like Wink of Stella with color. So beautiful. So we just used a little bit, just took it and brushed it a little and then splattered a little bit. And I don't know if you can see the sheen on this or not, but these are gorgeous. I can't wait to get my hands on them. It's going to be so fun. We got these, a new set of sequins, and these are called Sunset Sparkle Sequins, and those will go lovely with the little papers that I just showed you. There's some new ephemera packs, so I used a couple of these for making some cards. So fun, nice colors, right? These look like, these right here look like the new in colors, maybe, I don't know. I would imagine these match with a lot of things. So these are kind of fun. This is one set, and then this is a separate set. I just have one sheet of each of these to show you right here. But birthday cakes, flowers, look at all these fun things. Candles, banners, graduation hats. Just really nice. And this time, these are stickers. So you pull them up, they already have adhesive on the back. So what could be easier than that? So just some kind of fun things. You can kind of see some themes here, right? A little beachy theme. And so those are fun. They did allow us to pre-order a couple things. There wasn't that much to pre-order. So I did place a pre-order, but I don't have it yet to show y'all. But I'm excited about next week so I can order more things in the catalog. Some of the things that I saw were just so amazing. Okay, tonight, let's talk about what we're doing tonight. So we're going to work out of the mini catalog, and we're going to work out of the March online exclusives. So I will show you first what we're going to make. So we just used this, right, like a week or two ago. And but April, it's going to be Easter in April, right? The 5th, it's at the beginning of the month. But I thought still Easter was appropriate. I figure we have this stuff already. Let's use it. I like to reuse my sets for the calendar cards. Because we don't want to buy a bunch of new sets just for calendar cards, right? So it's stuff that I've either already used or, got a little adhesive on here. Let's get rid of that. Either stuff that I've already used or I'm going to use to do card classes. So that's what we did for April, which I think is fun and colorful. May, I always think of flowers in May. So we're going to use a new set for this tonight and do this little card. And then June, yes, Father's Day, barbecue, lots of fun. So these are our 3 cards for April, May, and June. And let me just show you quickly where we got them from. So the mini catalog is where we have the beautiful Easter products, right? And I'll show you the products as we get going on this. Wait, where's page 2 of this? Here we go. It's marked. All right, so we're going to do some more Easter for that. Out of the March online exclusives, that's where we're going to find this Help Me Grow dies and stamp set. So I'll show you that kind of more up close and personal as we get going. And then the other one is the Grill Master. So it's Barbecue Master. And again, lots of fun. I love little pieces. I love putting stuff together. So that's where I got those from. Now, if you're not familiar with the calendar cards, I've been doing these for a few years now. And I like to do them 1 quarter at a time, just 3 at a time, just right before we need them. And I do that because I like to use current product with them and kind of stick to a theme. You know, I want a theme for my calendar cards. I just like it like that. So to show you, these are the ones from last year, just to kind of go through and show you. So last year we did January, February. This was our March from last year. April 2025, May. All these older sets are bringing back memories, right? We did July, a little camping in August, September, October, fun, November, and then December. Doesn't seem that long ago. All right, so for this year, though, so far, we have done, this was our January of 2026, February of 2026, and March. This is the one we're currently in of 2026. So they make nice gifts. If you make a couple of them, send them to someone. I send my second set because by the time I do my class, I've done 2 sets. I send my second set to my mom, and she said she just loves them. So that's pretty awesome. Okay. Also from the new online exclusive, just to share with you before we get going, this was my swap card that I brought to On Stage. And this is another one of the March online exclusives, and it's called Capturing Smiles. So that's just kind of a fun card. I like the little camera theme, and I just want to share that with you. Okay. A lot of other things going on. You know, that we're going to have a new catalog that's going to start May 1st. They are going to carry over some of the products in the new catalog. They'll carry over 1 suite and 2 bundles for the whole year. So they'll be around for a while. I already told you about the May online exclusives. There's going to be a new join experience coming in July where they're going to, you know, they haven't given all the details on it yet, but it's going to be similar to what we have now, where it's like $100-ish to sign up, but then rather than just picking out $100 worth of product, they're going to give you a coupon code for $125 if you join, so you can get whatever you want. You're not stuck with doing exactly the $125. You can go over. You know, you have the coupon code, you can split it into 2 orders. So that's kind of some nice changes. There'll be more to come on that as we get closer to July. We are also getting a new hybrid black ink pad. So they're going to discontinue Memento and StazOn. We're going to have a hybrid pad, which is going to be great. I'm anxious to see it and try it. It's going to be fun. So lots more stuff coming, lots more fun things to share. That's all I have for right now. We're going to start with April. So let's start with our April card right now. And let me get out the things that we're going to do with it. The pieces, you know, the stuff. Let's get out the stuff. So, again, we just recently used this set. And this was the Easter baskets, stamps, and dies. Boy, I'm getting a big glare from the light. Let me try and move this a little bit so it's not so bad and you can see a little bit better too. So, cute for Easter, right? Just adorable. I think this is my favorite Easter set that we've ever had. It's just, I love it. It's just super fun. Okay, we're also going to be using the Arches, Everyday Arches dies for this little background piece right here. And here's our pieces. So if you would like to get the make and takes, this is how they're going to come. They're going to come in cello bags. It's going to have all the pieces. I die cut you need the bundle to stamp and die cut, but any shapes that aren't in the bundle, I will die cut for you. I give you the embellishments and ribbon if we use ribbon. I don't think I used any ribbon on these 3 cards this time, but the embellishments you will get. All right. They're free with a $50 purchase with me before any discounts or tax. Or if you aren't making a purchase in my Stampin' Up! Store, you can just purchase them outright for $22. Just email me, sunshineandsparklestamping@gmail.com, and I will invoice you and then send them to you so you have them to make. Okay, so we're going to use this piece right here for some stamping and die cutting. This is our, for all of our calendar cards, this is the size that I start with. It's 4 1/4 by 6. Now these cards are going to sit up on a little easel, just so you know how they work. And you can put them on your desk, on your mantle, your table, wherever your dresser, wherever you think you might like to have a little date reference, right, with the calendar. And they just sit on this little easel. I will include a little wooden easel in your make and takes, as well as the one of the little calendars. Now these are the ones I get from Amazon. And these are a little bit different. These are the ones I'm using tonight because you can see like there's some lines up here. It's just a little bit different. These are the ones I've been using for a long time, and these are from Tailored Expressions, and I'll just open one so you can see. I've ordered more from Amazon, but they're not going to be here right away, so you'll get one of the 2 in your make and take kit, but I'll send you a whole pack for the whole year of these little calendars, so you have that too, and these are for 2026. So you can see how they're just a little bit different at the top, right? So that's what we're using. I will send you a little packet of calendars along with your easel and your pieces for the make and takes. Okay, so for this card, 4 1/4 by 6, like I said, our next layer, I'm going with Balmy Blue, and we're just doing it a little bit. We're going 6 inches top to bottom still, and this is 4 inches across. So, look, we're actually going to do something after I've been talking for 15 minutes. All right. So this is just going to go here. I'm being careful to line it up, especially at the top, because if things get a little crazy at the bottom, I can just, you know, cut it off and make it all even. All right. The next is this beautiful DSP. And I think the name of this DSP was like Easter Basket DSP, or let me see if I have one of those white sheets in here that tells me what the name is. Oh, wait, this is one that didn't have a white sheet in it. So let's see. It is Easter Joy Designer Series paper. And you can see it's got all these beautiful, look at the Easter eggs, all these beautiful patterns. You know, we've been playing with this a little bit. So, and it has this, it's almost like, sorry about that, I bumped it. It's thicker than a cardstock. It has a sheen to it and some foiling. So, gorgeous, gorgeous paper. Okay. So this also is 6 inches, but this is 3 3/4 inches. So this is going to go as our next layer. Then we're going to start building on top of that. All right, let's do our stamping next, and then we'll talk about the die cutting that we have to do. All right, there's our card base all ready to go. We do have this layer that we're going to build on, and this is Pretty in Pink, and it's one of the Arches dies that we're going to build on. Okay, so let's get out some Memento and do some stamping. We're going to need a little bunny, cute little bunny. So let's stamp that. We're going to make a chocolate bunny. So we'll get one of these little guys. We need a couple of flower bouquets to fill our basket. So let's see, I'll do one here, one here. We need some Easter eggs. I'm going to do 3 of the Easter eggs. You probably only need 2, but I'm going to do 3 just in case we need them. And then we have one of these little chicks we're going to put also. So let's do that. And then I think that's all we need for stamping for this one. All right, let's get out some blends. We're going to do a little bit of coloring. Now, when we did this, you know, I kept the coloring super simple. I didn't use dark and light shades. Look at my hands. What happened? And I already got something on my thing, but this will be covered up, so not a big deal. But I'm already covered in black ink. I don't know why I can't stamp right. So I didn't use darks and lights. I just used the one shade. I'm not doing a lot of shading. I'm just doing simple coloring. So I'm just going to outline the bunny just for a little bit of interest in color. Color in the ear, the nose, and then I'm just going to go around and do a little bit of a pink outline. For the Easter card class I did like a week or two ago, I think it was 2 weeks ago now, I did one bunny in pink and one in Follow Me Blue. So just outlining, keeping it simple. All right, that's all we're doing to the bunny. Now, the other thing we're going to do is some flowers. And I'm going to do the flowers in the Pretty in Pink, the Peach Pie, and Lemon Lolly. But I am going to mix them up a little bit this time. Last time I colored everything absolutely the same. The only thing I'm going to do this time is just mix them up a little bit. And then we're going to color our Easter eggs in with the different colors. So I'm going to go Pretty in Pink here. All right. Now, what am I missing for Pretty in Pink? Anything? If I can see if I can get through this with only opening my markers up one time. Okay, this is Peach Pie, and this is Dark Peach Pie. I'm going to do the little beak. We'll color in some eggs, and then we're going to color in some flowers. I love the colors that they picked, you know, to coordinate with the designer series paper. Very springy and fun. Let's do this flower right here. I'm going to make an orange center here. This one for the top one. And I think I'll do an orange center here. Okay. I think I've already messed up my one sweep because I wanted to do the inside of the flowers with different colors, but you could also put little rhinestones if you wanted for the flowers. So let's go to our Lemon Lolly. This is Dark Lemon Lolly. I've been having, do you guys ever have this happen to you? I need to get some new Lemon Lolly blends because this happens to me every time with this one. And I don't know why. Let me see if I can get it off so we can actually color something. I feel like I need tools. Hold on. Okay, that's all right. We're just going to use our brush tip. Although this brush tip is not great either. I really need some new Lemon Lolly blends. Sometimes if you have them for years and you use the heck out of them. So let's do some flowers. Yeah, it looks like the brush tip is trashed on this one too. Too much coloring, too much pressing hard. I'm going to do the top stripe in the Lemon Lolly. Let's see, I got the flowers. We'll do some insides. Okay, that's it for that. Let's do a little Balmy Blue. I did the top and the bottom of the egg in Balmy Blue. I think that's it for the blue. Let's do, this is Shy Shamrock, and this is also dark. Just coloring in the leaves. And the last thing we need to do is color in our chocolate bunny. And this one right here is Dark Pecan Pie. And I'm just going to color in our chocolate bunny. And then I'll add just a little bit of shading with this one by just going back with the same marker and just adding a second layer rather than doing like a dark versus light. I kind of wanted it dark because, you know, it's chocolate. So I feel like the chocolate bunny is a little bit darker. All right, so we've got that. I'm just going to go through and add another layer just to add a little bit more shading to our bunny. Nothing fancy. Okay, so there's our coloring. You can kind of see our bunny there's a little bit shaded. All right, now let's talk about die cutting. Let me get rid of our markers. We'll lay everything out. So we've got our basket is going to go here. Let me just show you all the little dies. Let me get them out just so you can see how we're going to do everything. So we've got our Easter basket. This is going to be on the piece of crumb cake. Other pieces that we have, I've got a bunch of pieces. So this piece right here is going to go behind the calendar. All right, so let's put that aside. This one we're going to die cut. This one, these are all little die cut pieces. So the Shy Shamrock piece is going to be our grass. We're going to cut some grass with that. We're going to take this, which is the weaving of the Easter basket. We're going to cut one out of here, one out of here, one out of here, and one out of here. These are a little bit bigger because there's other things we're going to cut too. So for example, on this peach pie, we're going to cut the little striped lines, and then we're going to cut the basket filler out of that one. On the lemon lolly, we're going to cut this here, and then we're going to take the bow and cut a lemon lolly bow also. So that's what you're going to do for your die cutting. And then, of course, we're going to take all the little shapes that go with the things that we've just colored and cut them all out. So there's a die for all of these things. So just take your die and cut everything out that you colored too. All right. Let me put my dies away so nobody gets lost. Because like I said, I love this set. I'd be devastated if I lost any of these dies, because I think I'm going to use this for many years. Okay, so once all that's cut out, let's bring out our pieces here. And we've already cut everything. And let me show you what we have. All right, so here's our basket. Here's our little, I don't know what you would call these that go in the basket, the ribbons. We've got our 2 pieces to go with the basket, the Easter grass and the filler. Then we have our little guys, right? Everything that we talked about, the 2 flowers, the bunny, eggs, the chick, and the chocolate bunny. Okay, so we've got all our pieces now. So let's start building, and we're going to build on here. So the first thing I want to do is go ahead and do this part. Now there's several ways you can do this, and we talked about this when we did our Easter thing. For this card, I kind of like the way it looked just like this instead of woven in and out. But do I have one of my other cards woven in and out? Let me look. Okay, you can see on this card we did for Easter how I did the over and under for those. So you can kind of see the difference just a little bit. But for this card, I'm just going everybody under. I feel like it's a little faster, a little easier. And once you get the first one, it's a lot easier to slide the other ones in. So let's get all these guys in. We'll push this one up to the top, and that kind of opens everything else up for us. So we'll do lemon lolly next. And then what we're going to end up doing once we get all these in is just tacking them down on the ends with just a little dot of glue, just so they kind of stay in place. All right, balmy blue next. And we'll just weave them through and then arrange them after we're finished. All right, last one, peach pie. So I didn't have a class ready for this week, so we got home Sunday night from Onstage, and let me get my glue going because I just want to put a little bit of glue on the end of these. And so I started working on this class Sunday night and then finished it Monday night. And then, you know, all the things that come after it are, let me get this started, you know, doing the measurements, typing it up, cutting the cards for showing you. I needed pieces to show you tonight, so it took a while, and last night I had a meeting, but I was able to do stuff after the meeting. Let me get my mat out because I know I'm going to get glue everywhere. So, but I pulled it off. We have a class tonight. The only thing is I didn't quite finish the measurement sheet, which needs to go out in the email tomorrow. So I'm going to see what I can do tonight. It's mostly done, but I don't have any of the numbers. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do I need to put numbers on the instruction sheet every week, or are we good with just what product we used? I'm just wondering, because I always put the numbers, but then I'm thinking, do I need to put the numbers? I don't know. Or do you just go, you know, how do you order? Do you go online and just look up lemon lolly and put it in, and then it comes up and you hit add to cart? Or do you search by number? Let me know. Because if I don't have to put the numbers, I won't. But if the numbers are helpful, I'll keep doing it. Okay, 2 more. This is the messy part for me. But I feel like if you don't tack them down, they're going to be sliding all over the place. And that's not good. Come on. Okay. Not really straight. All right, 1 more. And then we'll just flip it over and trim the edges off. I can't get enough of this Easter set. It's just so darn cute. I just want to keep making things with it. It's so cute. All right, let's get this out of the way. I'm just going to cut off from the other side. You can see we'll just trim it right against the edge. It'll stay stuck to my scissors from the glue. All right, there's our cute little Easter basket. Let me get the glue off my fingers. Okay, so what I want to do next is just start building my basket. So I'm going to start from right in the front here and add my strip of peach pie. So we'll put that on right here. I'm going to go to the other side and put my grass in the background. We're just building a little basket collage here. And speaking of collages, one thing I'm going to say is a lot of the projects they did at On Stage this year were very collage-y. At least that was my take on it. Lots of different layers, lots of collage. I'm not really good at collage, but I'm willing to try. Next, I'm going to start by taking some of these flowers and putting them in the basket. So we'll put this one right here, and I kind of want those as high as I can make them to kind of fill the space in the basket. All right, so this is what we have so far. Okay, now let's start adding some elements. Let's put the bunny in first. And I can put a little bit of glue on both sides because he's going to be stuck to a couple things. So chocolate bunnies are a must, especially if they're Fannie Mae from Chicago. I want my flowers to show a little bit too. Let's move the flower over a little. Okay, let's put a couple of eggs in. You can put 2 or 3, whatever you like. There's one right there. Put it on an angle. Let's add at least 1 more. We'll see how it looks when we're done. See if we need a 3rd one. Let's see. I don't want to overdo it. I'm just going to do 2. All right, so that's it. There's our basket. Get rid of this other egg. Okay. Let's do a little bit of assembly now. All right. I'm going to pop this up. So let's do that first. Did anyone have anything good for dinner tonight? Are we transitioning now from the winter foods to the summer foods, what I call the summer foods? More grilling and lighter summery meals as opposed to kind of the heavy winter stuff. Although, you know, heavy winter stuff, I did make corned beef and cabbage last night in the crock pot, and it was delicious. And also some Irish soda bread, which was really good. All right, so that's popped up. This is going to be our calendar piece right here, so let's do that next. I'm going to go with this one from Amazon, and let me find an April in here and take that out. The one thing I'm not sure about with the ones from Amazon is, are they thinner than the ones from Tailored Expression? So the glue shows through after a while. It takes a while, but eventually the glue shows through. So I don't know. Okay, here's the other thing, and I do this every time I do a calendar class. I want to cut off the bottom here because there's just a lot of white space, and I don't have that much space on here, so I need to cut it off, which means I'm going to get glue on my cutting board here, my trimmer. And so I'm cutting a 1/4 inch off the bottom. All right, and then let me pull this up and then deal with the mess later. All right. So then I'm going to center it once I've cut that 1/4 inch off. Let me get a nice open space here. See if I can kind of get it centered. Okay. All right. Then I want to pop this up as well. So I'm just going to add some adhesive across the top and just some dimensionals across the bottom. Oh, Jolene, you had corned beef and Irish rye soda bread. Interesting. I love homemade food. It's the best. All right, so I'm going to leave just a little bit at the bottom, and this is going to kind of cover up a little bit of our arch right here. Next, we can put our basket down, and I'm just going to add a bunch of seal on the back and just a little touch at the top to hold that top part. And then I kind of want to get it close to the top, and it is going to kind of come down into our calendar, which is fine. So there's that. Let's put our little bunny on. Excuse me. So he can go the side right here. Our yellow bow. And I'm just mixing up my adhesives, right? The bow can go right here. Come on. I guess I'm just grabbing whatever's closest. And then we'll put our little chick at the bottom because we have a little bit of space right here. And I think the little chick would be cute just sitting right there. Just like this. Okay, let's add some of those beautiful in color embellishments. And these are the 24 to 26 in color flat pearls. Very pretty colors. So we'll kind of stick with, I mean, I feel like you could either do the Shy Shamrock or the other one. What's the name of the other one? Why am I blanking on that? Shy Shamrock. Wait, it should be right in front of me. Summer Splash. All right. What'd I do with my take your pick? Either one I think looks fine. But let's use the Shy Shamrock. And we'll just put one of those, a little peach pie. Right there, and then a pretty in pink, I guess over here. Okay, that's it. That is April for us. It took a minute, but I think it's a good April calendar. What do you guys think? Do you like it? I think it's fun. I'm not going to mind looking at that for a month in April. Okay, next. Let's get into some May flowers now. This is a nice, easy one to make. I got some water on this last night, so it's a little, I feel like it's a little buckled from a drop of water that I got on it. Okay, so for this one, we're using this new stamp set, and this is from the new March online exclusive. This is the Help Me Grow set. Lots of fun little tools, pots. This is the dies, and let me show you the dies here, because look at, like, wow, look at all these beautiful dies in here. So you can do the pots. There's lots of flowers. We're going to use these little flowers. There's a couple leaf sets, gardening shears. What do you call these things? Like trowel. And look at even like a little sign that you could put right there. Is there anything from here? I guess you could put like the hello or the thanks on this little garden sign, right? Fun set. So let me put this aside. I'm also using the Spotlight on Nature dies. So we're going to use this big die right here, and we're going to do that one in crushed curry, and then we're going to do this other size one right here. We're going to do in basic white as kind of a background. And I want to tell you too, as we saw the new catalog, a lot of these basic die sets are carrying over, thank goodness. So Stylish Shapes, this one, like a bunch of them are carrying over, which is great because it's nice foundation dies for us. Okay, here are our pieces for this one. So we've got our standard card base like before, 4 1/4 by 6 inches. This is Melon Mambo. Now, do you recognize this paper? Maybe a little bit harder because it's just a light pattern, but this is this pattern right here. I like the green on it, so I thought that was a good thing to use. And this is called Lovely Blossoms. Do you guys remember this paper? We've already kind of used this. This is something we've already used too to make a card class. So we've got this paper right here. So let's put that down. I was kind of not sure exactly what colors I wanted to use for this card. I know I had to incorporate a green for the leaves and flowers, so I really kind of wanted some bright pink flowers. So that's kind of why I went with these colors. I know it's a little bit of an odd combination, but yeah, that's what we did. All right, so these are the two pieces that I've already talked to you about, where we got these from. So this is going to be our background. So let me just adhere this one to here, and we can start building on this. Now, we've got a bunch of pieces that you're going to die cut, all right? So let me get out all the dies for this. All right, so it's kind of interesting because, and I'm not sure exactly why I didn't play enough. Why is there an outside? Why is there an inside? I guess maybe this one is for if you stamp it, this cuts out the stamped image. And then this one is for paper, maybe. I didn't play with it that much. I mean, I just did this one card with it. So anyway, I have a piece of Calypso Coral. I couldn't get Cajun Craze out of my head. Calypso Coral. So I'm going to do the pot die here and die that out. And then there's like a little saucer, which really doesn't show too much on the card. So, you know, if you want to do it, do it. If you don't want to do it, that's okay too. We have a little piece of this beautiful, beautiful lunar luster. And can you see the sheen on this? It's just so pretty, and it's perfect for these little tools. So we're going to do this right here and cut that out of that. The handle, we're going to use a stamp, and we're going to stamp it in crushed curry with this little flower pattern. And then we will use this handle piece right here to cut that out. So I'll stamp that in a second. All right. This piece right here is going to be for our calendar. That's our background piece for the calendar. And then we just have to cut out the flowers. So I took this one right here. You can see this leaf die. And I cut it out 3 times. And then this one has 2 pieces. These are the little pink flowers, and they kind of stay in bunches. So I cut out 2 of each of these. There's 2 pieces. So I cut out 2 of each of those, and that's what I came up with. All right, let's get out our crushed curry, and we are going to stamp that handle piece. And let me go shopping here amongst my stamps and find the right one. This is what that stamp looks like. So let's ink it up. I'm going to bring it over here on this little scrap. I feel like my crushed curry is a little bit dry. Okay, so you can see how that's stamped. It looks nice. And it's almost like an invisible outline, but you can tell which side is which. So you're just going to go like this and die cut it out. And then you're going to have a really pretty handle to go with. All right, so let's bring in all the pieces that I've already pre-die cut for us. Okay, so we have the 3 sets of leaves that I told you about. We've got flowers. I might have done extra of the flowers. Sometimes I get carried away with little pieces. Here's the handle that we talked about, so that's done. Here's the 2 pieces of the pot. And then here's like the trowel blade part. All right, so let me get my dies back in order. And we'll get all this other stuff out of here. And I think we're ready to assemble for this one now too. Okay. Everybody back on the magnet. This one I had a hard time. I should have made my magnet bigger. I had a hard time getting everything on here. So we're just going to have everything a little bit loose for right now. And hopefully nothing disappears until I can figure out the puzzle again. Or save this one and use a bigger magnet sheet. Okay. So let's come back to assembling. All right, so this little piece, it's nice because when it die cuts, you get a little slit too. So then this just fits right inside the slit like that. All right. Now, if you want to fancy it up a little bit, and if you use a different color too, you can do that. But I'm just going to take a little bit of Calypso Coral on Calypso Coral and take a sponge dauber and just kind of go around the edges a little bit. I mean, it's not that noticeable. You can't see it that much, but it may just add a little bit of dimension to your project. So I'm just going to kind of go around the edges. Just so it's not so like flat looking. All right, let's add a little bit. Put my finger here, add a little bit this way. Okay. I don't know. Can you see that? Let me hold this up and see if you can see. It's subtle. It's subtle, but it adds a little something. All right. Get this out of here. And let's start gluing. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to the bottom of this pot here. I can get my glue to come out. And stick that in there. Cute, right? I mean, we're not going to see it so much on this card, but I think it's a really nice detailed accent. You know, it makes it look more realistic, more fun. So there's a slit up here too. So we're going to start putting our leaves in, and we're just going to put a little bit of glue. The other thing you can do is just add a strip of seal, and I think that's the route I'm going to go for this one, just to make it a little bit easier. So I'm just going to arrange my 3 sets of leaf bunches. So I'll put one right here, and I'm just pressing it into the glue on the back to hold it. And we'll put another one, I think, right here, and then one in the middle. Sorry, I'm out of focus there. I went way up on the screen. All right. So there we go. We've got our leaves in our pot. All right. I think we can go ahead and put this down. So let's add some more adhesive to this. You could use regular glue too. And kind of put it at the bottom like that. So it pretty much fills our circle. Okay, now, does that look kind of straightish? Let's add, hold on, I'm sitting on my leg. I gotta get off my leg, it's falling asleep. Let's just add some bunches of these flowers and kind of randomly put them wherever we'd like to have our flowers sit. And I'll just hold that for a minute. Let's do another one at the top. Up here. I think, I mean, since it's like 90 here now, in the 80s and 90s, I think it's probably safe to plant flowers. So I'm thinking Friday after work, I'll go get a bunch of flowers for my flower pots outside and start making it look a little more presentable around here. Okay, I think that's good. Do I want to add another more? I think I'm just going to leave it. Okay, so this I'm going to put down flat on the card. Right like this. Good. We can go ahead and do our calendar. Let's get May. Now, May's got more days, 31, so I'm not going to have to cut this one. I'm going to just use it as it is. And so that makes the measurement for this one is 3 1/4 by 2 1/2. Okay, and then we'll be able to center that right like that. So let's add a little bit of seal. And I'm going to pop this up. This one corner doesn't want to stay down too well, but we're going to make it stay. Okay. Dimensionals. My goodness. All right, our May is going to go right down here, and I'm going to bring it down pretty low, and you can see just a little bit then of that pot saucer is going to show through. Okay, next let's put together our trowel. Is that the right thing? Am I calling it the right thing? And we're just going to add the handle onto that. And then we can go ahead and glue that across the front. It's a little out of scale, right? I'm going to get past that because I think it looks cute anyway. And just put that right across here. All right, let's cut up one of these flowers. So I just have, you know, a couple in a row, like 3. So let me get my scissors. Whoa. And I'm just going to cut off one of these flowers and make sure I have round petals and not square petals. Okay. And we'll just add that to the calendar part. And then I thought for embellishments, these embellishments here, let me grab it. My camera's in the way and I can't see. So these are the low profile sparkle dots. And look how beautiful this green is. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So pretty. So I thought that's what we'll use for our embellishment. So we'll add a couple of these dots. And I think the little bit of sparkle just makes it look really pretty. Now this is when there's a lot going on, but I could have maybe added a little bit of ribbon or something too, but I felt like, gosh, there's a lot going on with this already. I think we're good. Okay, that's it. Now we've got May. April and May are finished. Cute, right? I like it. I hope you guys like it too. Okay, last one. Let us do the barbecue. June barbecue. All right, so for this one, we're using another new set, and this is online exclusives for March. And this is Barbecue Master. And I think some of these items may have been out of stock or not quite in yet. But I know they're coming back the week of the 23rd, which is next week. So they will be in stock soon. So again, super cute. Happy Father's Day. You're flipping awesome. To the Grill Master. Happy birthday. Grillin' and chillin'. Isn't that cute? So we're going to use some of the stamps from this. We're going to do the grill. We're going to emboss it. Look, these little sausages. I didn't do the hot sauce, the flame, all these adorable tools. Like, isn't this the cutest set? I just love it. And then the dies, lots of good dies in here too. lots of possibilities. You've got skewers. You could put a big sausage on here. So there's other cards you can make that don't include the grill, or, you know, there's lots of possibilities with this set. So we're going to do our one little calendar card with this. So here's our pieces. I'm using Stylish Shapes dies. What I'm going to use is the biggest square. And that's it. Here's our pieces for our last card. All right, this is going to be for stamping and die cutting. We have our standard 4 1/4 by 6 of basic black. Now this designer series paper is Weekend Adventures Designer Series paper. And this is the first time I've used this. So I thought this would be a fun kind of masculine paper for this card. But you can see, look at these like little trees, and look at this one. Isn't that fun? This looks like stars in the sky. So this is a nice pack of masculine, these are acorns paper. Look at, comes with all these different sheets. You've got a nice stripe pattern on the back. So this is a really good masculine paper to have. So I'm excited to start using it. So this will be our first layer. So then this would be 4 by 5 3/4 that we're going to put on here. Okay, so we've got that. The Stylish Shape die, this is basic beige. I'm just going to use this as a triangle. We're going to build on that, so I'm not going to put it on there yet, just so we can play with it and build on it. So stamping and die cutting. This also we're going to stamp and die cut. So we're going to emboss a couple things too. We're going to emboss this. I have this very small piece of basic black. And this little piece of basic black is 1 5/8 by 5/8. And we're going to emboss on that as well. This piece is going to be for our calendar. So I'm going to put there, I got to remember to cut the bottom off of the calendar, because for this one, it's going to be 3 1/4 by 2 1/4. All right. So let us start. Let's just do the stamping first. Okay. So what we're going to need for stamping is some colors. And I'm going to start by doing the little flame. So I'm going to need crushed curry. Let me move this aside for a minute. Crushed curry and pumpkin pie. I'm going to get out a dauber again for this. And I'm going to start my flame in the crushed curry. I'm going to add with a dauber a little bit of the pumpkin pie towards the middle and a little bit up towards the top. Okay, I'm going to huff on it. And that's the flame right there. So you kind of got like a 2-color flame right there. All right, so we've got the flame. We're going to get out some Cajun Craze, and I'm going to do my little sausages in Cajun Craze, and I'm also going to do the little oven mitt. So let's do one of those. So Cajun Crave mitt and Cajun Craze. Let me get out all my other little pieces. Cajun Craze sausages. Look at these teeny tiny sausages that we're going to put on our grill. All right, so we've got those 2 sausages. Okay, the tools I did in basic gray. I tried a couple different colors. I wanted it to be silver looking, so I did smoky slate, then I did gray granite, then I did basic gray, and I like the gray the best. So I have a couple of the stamps I put right next to each other, a little spatula and the tongs. And these are basic gray. I can just randomly put those anywhere. There's a lot of white space here. Okay, so next, the shish kebab. Okay, this is the cutest little, if I can find it, hopefully I have it. Here it is, the shish kebab. Look how cute this stamp is. So I struggled a little bit with how am I going to get all these colors onto this? And so I took my Stampin' Write markers and I colored it and I huffed it and I put it on the paper and it looked not good. So then I did it again with my Stampin' Positioner. And that way I could do it twice. If I colored it and stamped it, you know, in the same spot with the Stampin' Positioner, it still didn't look good. So this is what I did. I took one of the lightest colors we have, Petal Pink, and I'm just going to stamp it in Petal Pink. So let's just stamp one right here. Okay, very light. You can see the shish kebab. Then what I'm going to do is color it. And I'm going to use Stampin' Right markers. Do you all have some of these Stampin' Right markers? Did you get them before they were discontinued? I've always got them for all the colors. So I'm going to start with, I'm going to do the crumb cake first. And I'm going to do the mushrooms in the crumb cake. And I'm going to do the skinnier tip on this. And all I'm going to do is just color over. But I'm going to get rid of these bracelets because they're making me crazy. I'm just going to color over, kind of outline and cover over, color over, and do my mushrooms. Okay, I know this is a little tedious. Maybe you don't want to do it, but I think it's worth it because this is so cute. The little mushrooms are so cute. The shish kebab is adorable. And I think it looks good when it's done. All right, so I'm just going to, you know, do my best. My eyesight's not the greatest as I get older. But there's 2 mushrooms, so I'm going to color both the mushrooms. And kind of go like this. I feel like this crumb cake is drying out a little bit. Maybe I had it, you know, I like to keep them on their side, and I had them in a cup upside down, so it was probably the ink was draining away from the tip. Okay, so I've got 2 crumb cake mushrooms. Those take the longest. Okay, next I'm going to take, this one's easy. So I have garden green, and there's like 3 pieces of what, you know, of course this is my own interpretation of like little bell pepper strips. At least that's what I think they are. So I'm just going to color those in garden green. Going across. Okay, next, the onion is easy. I'm just going to go over that with Lemon Lolly, and you kind of have that pink, so you still retain the lines of the onions in there. So there's just like a little onion wedge or slice. This one's a little trickier. I'm going to use some Poppy Parade and do what I think is the tomato slice. And color in like this. Okay, now lastly I've got some pecan pie, and I'm just going to outline the skewer. So you have this piece sticking up right here, and this piece with the little circle right here. If you want, you can add, you know, a couple dots here for you know, for kind of going through. Okay, can you see how that came out? It's kind of cute, right? Now we have our little skewer. Wow, I'm trying to make it really big so you can see it and judge my coloring. Okay. All right, that's it. That's what we did. So let us get out our dies for this. And I won't pull them out, but you can see this is for the shish kebab. We've got, this one cuts out the 2 sausages. Here's the spatula and the tongs. So we're just going to cut all these things out, the little oven mitt. And I've got all my pieces right here. So there's our cute little shish kebab and the mitt and those. And I dropped my sausages. I'm surprised I didn't do extras of those because they're little and I could have lost them, and then what? Okay, and our flame. Okay, all right, next let's do the embossing, because we're going to do some embossing. So what I wanted to do for the grill, I did it on a piece of basic gray, and I'm going to emboss the grill with black embossing powder. So let's do that part first. Here's our Versamark. Let me get the grill out. So you might consider doing this on the, what do you call that? Stamping tool, our little stamping tool that we just got, because I wanted a really dark image. So we'll see how well I can stamp this. I think what might help is if I get out a stamping mat. Let's see if I have one here. I do not know where my mat is. So, I mean, just so I have something, I'll just do it on my silicone sheet just to add a little bit of padding in the back. All right, so I'm Versamarking it up really good. The best thing to do is use a little bit of your God, words are hard tonight. It'll come to me eventually, like in half an hour when I'm off. Emboss, is it something buddy, right? Embossing buddy, is that what it's called? Okay, let's lay it down, and I want to press really firmly. And I want to get a good Versamark impression on this because I want it to be as solid as it can be. Oh, that looks pretty good. Let me hurry up and get some embossing powder on that. And get my other little tool to hold it up with. Okay. Black embossing powder. Look at that. That's a pretty good. We did good. We did good, you guys. All right. I want to get rid of just that little tiny mark up there. See if I can do it without messing anything up. Okay, good, 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 good. Let's get rid of that. Let's get out our heat gun. All right, you guys, we're gonna make this look pretty and shiny and awesome. All right, I think I got all the spaces. And that came out really good. So let me hold this up and close. Can you see how shiny and beautiful that is? Didn't that come out good? I'm really happy with that. I think the one that I pre-cut didn't come out as good. All right, we're gonna emboss one more time, this time with the white. I had a little extra space, so I wanted to fill the space. So that's why I chose to put a sentiment on. So we're going to do this on the black. Let me get rid of some of this powder. Okay, so I have just this little piece that I think I said was 5/8 by 1 5/8. So I've got my, hold on, hold please. This says, actually it says, to the Grill Master, and I just wanted to say the Grill Master. So I'm going to get a little bit of Post-it tape. I'm going to block out my 2. I need a better corner than that. All right, I'm taping off the 2. I want to make sure I don't get anything else. All right, let's Versamark it. Take off the tape. And let me bring it down a little and kind of center it. Now, use a bigger piece of black if you want to do this and then cut it afterwards. So you make sure you get it straight. But we're going to live dangerously here and do it the other way. Got a little space to hold it. It's very little. Let's get out some white. Oh, why did some of my 2 came through? Maybe because I tapped it so many times. I'm not sure, but we're going to try and fix it with our brush. So let's get out a couple of these little pieces. Did I use the embossing buddy? I may not have. Let's try and hold this a different way. Get rid of this. You must go away. Okay, let's try that. Hopefully I didn't get rid of the other tea. Okay, preheated one a little faster that time, okay? So there we go, we've got that. Let's put our toys away and put this last card together. Okay. All right, so this is gonna stay the way it is. This is gonna be die cut with the die. And this is, see, this one didn't come out as good as this one did. Look how beautiful and shiny that one is. That is a way better, came out way better. So I'll probably have to rip this card apart after we're finished. Okay, so let's build. I am a mess. So I think we can go ahead and pop this up first. So next week, I'm not going to be here again because I'm going to Chicago next week. I haven't seen my grandbaby since Christmas, so it's time for me to go and celebrate Miss Emmeline's birthday. She's going to be 5 on the 26th, so I have to see everybody. I mean, Christmas is a long time, right? Okay, let's glue our grill on. And I'm going to use a little bit of seal because I intend to maybe tear this apart later and use the good grill. Anyway, I'm going to put this right about here. Now, let's put some things on our grill. Let's start with our flame. Whoa. No flowers on the grill. Right like this. Leaving room for our sausages. Let's put these guys on, if I can pick them up. One. Put another one right here. And then we're going to put our cute little shish kebab on. Right across this way. Doesn't quite exactly fit. Let's hang some tools. Like always playing with like little paper doll houses, right? There's a little handle here. So we'll just put that there. See how this sticks up a little? What I did on the other card that I did was I just stuck a little mini dimensional. I just slid it under there. So it wasn't hanging and didn't really get damaged. Here's our other tool, our tongs. So let's grab a quick mini. Hi, Barb. I got to meet Barb in person at the convention. I feel like I need a little bit more glue right here, so that was amazing. Okay, like if I could put it in the right place, that would have been a better idea. Okay, let us hang off this other side, our little mitt. Right over here. We're going to put our Grill Master sign here. So on this side, let's add a little bit of seal, if I can get some off. And a dimensional. Right across here. Good, good, good. All right, let's get a June calendar out and see if I can remember to take the bottom off. Wait, is this the one I was working out of? Let's not open a new one. Here we go, June. All right, let's cut off some of that white space. I feel like this year's already going by fast. We're doing calendars for June. That's crazy. How is that even possible? That'll be the halfway mark. I can't believe March is almost over. All right, so let's pop this up. You can see I've got powder on everything now too. Glue and powder, good combination. This will go right here. And then I thought for the embellishment for this, we could use some of those very cool looking, hold on, they're bronze pentagons. I've got to mess with my embellishments over here. I have too many out at once. So these are fun, right? Faux bronze pentagons. Kind of masculine. We're kind of keeping it masculine here for June. So let's throw some of these on. You have big ones and small ones. All right, that's it. We did it. Here is the rest of, that's it, June. All right, so let's just bring back what we've got here. We did our cute little Easter bunny for April. We did our flowers for May. We did our barbecue for June. Again, if you'd like the make and takes this week, just place an order of $50 or more in my Stampin' Up! Store, and I'll send them to you free, which is great. If you don't want to place an order, you can purchase them for $22. Just email me at sunshineandsparklesstamping@gmail.com. I'll send you an invoice, and then I'll put those in the mail for you as well. And don't forget, you'll also get a wooden easel and a set of the calendars. All right, so I'll include that too. If you would like the measurements for this, you can see how I didn't finish putting the numbers in yet. I was kind of in a rush. I'll try and get this ready for tomorrow's email. But if you're on my email list, this will be in tomorrow's email. And it'll have all the measurements and pictures of the projects. Okay. If you're not on my email list, but you'd like the measurements, just email me again at this email address right here, and I'll be happy to send them. I only send them through the email, so I need your email address to send them. I won't sneak you onto my email list or anything, I promise. Couple last minute reminders. The 3 new kits that came out recently, the Radiant Reminders, Every Little Thing kit. These are fun kits. These make little cards that go on these wooden clipboards, which are fun. They have little stands. They stand up. You can see how they stand up like that. So just a reminder, don't miss out on that fun project. I ordered this set, and I ordered the clipboards, and they should be here, I think, Friday. So I'm anxious to make those projects. They kind of match the theme of my house. I've got kind of a little, I don't know, tropical theme kind of in my house. This month's Paper Pumpkin coordinates with one of the sets we just saw, and this set is amazing. I can't wait to get this suite. But the Paper Pumpkin is going to coordinate this month. That's the Lakeside Retreat. You have till April 10th. This just started, right, for this month's Paper Pumpkin. Here's the add-on dies. If you want to get those, look at the little firework. We need fireworks for July. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it so much. Again, I won't see you next week because I'll be in Chicago, but I'll be here the week after. You guys have a great evening, a great rest of the night, and thanks again. All right, bye, everybody.